These are just my opinions. Also, I'm sure there's some movies in here that, like, I don't know what All Hail the King is. There's some shows in here that I haven't seen, so we're just gonna rate the ones in here that I've seen, obviously, and be nice in the comments. Please be nice. It's not that deep. Okay. What I haven't seen Agent Carter. I haven't seen that. Which one is this? I can't. I just Age of Ultron. Okay. Avengers Age of Ultron. Let me go back in time and think about this. You know what I need to do? Okay, hold on. You know, I don't trust myself right now. All right. Age of Ultron and then Civil War. Right. That's what I thought. I just had to check on that. Okay. Age of Ultron was good, but like, I mean, the main takeaway I remember from that movie is being really disappointed in Tony Stark. Although I do remember that funny moment with Thor's hammer and Jarvis being able to pick it up. That was cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. I don't think it was, like, it didn't, well, there was the whole scene with Piotr that wrecked me. I would give this a, oh, this is gonna decide how I rank everything. Oh no. I can just move it, I guess. I can move it after. Okay, we can move it after. I'm gonna give it a B for now. I feel like I'm being generous. I feel like it's a B. I feel like that's fine. Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Wait, no, let's do Ant-Man first. It's right next to it. Ant-Man. I actually really liked Ant-Man. Ant-Man was fun. I liked it more than I thought I would. Paul Rudd is great, but it was just fun. What happened in Ant-Man? I mean, you know, he's got a moving story about wanting to be a good father to Cassie, but it was just really more so funny than anything. So I would give it a B. Sorry, I can't give Ant-Man an A. That would feel better, but alas, I think it's a B. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm trying to remember, man. I'm trying to remember. Oh my god. Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's like now Hope is a badass too. What is everything that I feel like I can't even remember what happened in that movie? Why can't I even? That was when they tried to go back and get Hope's mom, right? Right? That's when they tried to go back in the whole time machine and not time machine, dimension machine and get Hope's mother, right? I think that's what happened. Oh god. My memory is not very good, so this is gonna be a challenge. I remember there being a lot of tension between Paul Rudd and all the other characters, and I remember he was under house arrest. You know, if I can't remember that much about it, that's not, that just means it's in the middle here somewhere, because it's not sticking out in my mind as super amazing or memorable, but it's also not, I think I'm gonna give it a C. I think I remember like being more emotional with this one and more emotionally moved because of the whole mother storyline and the sacrifices and like being made by the family, but I can't really remember a lot of it, so I think I'm just gonna give it a C, which to me isn't bad. C is average in my mind. Okay, Avengers, the first Avengers. This was I think this and Guardians of the Galaxy were the only Marvel movie that I'd seen before going on this journey, this experience, and it definitely was better the second time viewing it because I was more familiar with the characters. It was good. It was good. It was fun. But if I'm going to compare it to something like, listen, I'm trying to think about like what my S tier rankings are going to be here, and like we already know Infinity and Endgame are going to be like really good. So I have to like base everything off of that, and I don't think that the first Avengers was that good compared to those two movies, but it was like, it did feel kind of like the start of something epic, even though Iron Man was technically the start, but it feels like it was the start of something epic. So it's B or A. I don't really remember being emotionally moved during it, so I'm gonna say B. Like, I remember there were some really fun moments. I love Loki, so I loved the villain. That was probably where I discovered that I loved Loki, so it was a fun time for me, but it was really just kind of annoying, because like the whole time, like, Agent Fury is just trying to manipulate these guys into working together, and none of them get along, and it's annoying. So I think B is fine for this first Avengers movie. Okay, Black Panther. The effects in Black Panther were not the best, but the music was great, the wardrobe was great, love Chadwick Boseman, love Letitia Wright. I think the villain was empathetic, but I also didn't really agree with like the way, I don't know if I really agreed with like the way he viewed the world, and it seemed kind of extremist to me. I don't think it, I think I would also give it, like, it's like a C or a B for me. All right, okay, we just have to make a decision. It's gonna take forever. I gotta be quicker with this. Okay, I think part of me wants to give it a B just because it's Black Panther, but I gave all these A movies B, so maybe I'll give it a C for now. I might move that. I'm not sure. Black Widow, I wanted to like Black Widow more than I did. In the grand scheme of things, like, Black Widow was kind of disappointing for me. Because I love Black Widow. She's one of my favorite characters. But the movie was just more jovial and comedic than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a gut-wrenching story where we really got to see how dark her history was and how, like, messy her life was. And what we got was kind of like a family movie. Granted, I liked seeing the dynamic between her and her sister and getting to see Frances Pugh. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I actually really like her too. She's become a favorite for me character-wise, but I don't think it was that good. I think story-wise, it's the story was the issue for me, and if I'm going based off of the story, I would give it a D. I truthfully would. I love ScarJo. I love the actors, but I hated the story, so I'm just gonna have to go with a D for the plot. What is this? Which Captain America is this? I can't see this. What the? How the am I? Oh, Red Skull's there. It's the regular Captain America, right? I think so. It's so teeny. Okay, Captain America, the first Captain America. I love the first Captain America. It wrecked me. It was the first, well, I was gonna say it's the first Marvel movie that made me cry, but that's just not true. I mean, I cried in Iron Man, so that's not true. But it felt like it, you know? Like, the whole scene with Bucky losing him off the train, I was like devastated. And then the whole ending where he's sacrificing himself and crashing the ship. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I really liked the first Captain America a lot. I think I'm going, it's an A. We're talking A or S here. I think I'm going to give it an A for now. I might move it, but I think I'm going to give it an A for now. A for America. Okay, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That was the second one. That is when we discover Bucky is alive. And it's like, whoa, plot twist, crazy, right? This one wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion. I just think the first one was like so emotional, and just getting to discover Steve was like a big deal for me. And the second one was just like sad. It's like he doesn't have Peggy anymore, and he doesn't have Bucky anymore, but it's like he does have Bucky, but Bucky is being manipulated and is not the same anymore. Like, it's just sad and it's crazy. So I think I would give this, but I think all in all, like, it was well made. So I think I would give it a B. I may move that too. We'll see. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was weird for me. I feel like there were a lot of things about her character that I didn't really vibe with. It also felt like just kind of silly, and I didn't really feel like it was very grounded in any, like, I didn't really feel like that invested in any of the characters. So anytime, like, anything dangerous could happen, I didn't really care. I didn't really feel very invested. Stakes didn't feel very high to me. We spent a lot of the movie just like trying to figure out what happened to her and who she was, but like it took me a long time to really like figure that out, and by the time we did, I still didn't really care. So I don't think I'd rank this one very high, to be honest. I think I had a better time watching Black Widow, but I think story-wise, both of these movies were not strong for me, which is sad because like they both have badass female leads. Like, you'd hope that the story would be there, but I just don't think it was there. I don't really know. This is coming from somebody who's never read the comic books. I'm gonna give it an E because I think I still enjoyed Black Widow more. Okay, Captain America Civil War. This one was sad. This one was like, this is like when stuff was starting to get kind of dark for me, and I was like, oh, like, there's some baggage here with these people and their relationships with one another. Like, it felt like we were reverting back to like the first Avengers movie when none of them were getting along. Only now it's like divided and we're more invested in these characters. The whole fight scene at the end with Bucky and Steve and Tony was really intense and sad. It just felt really sad, but I liked it. It was very dramatic, and I was more invested in the characters at this point. I would rank this one pretty well. I think I'm going to give it an A. Like, I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to give a lot of movies S tier. Hold on. Well, there you go. I'm going to give it an A. Not a lot of movies are going to be S tier from this list. I'm just telling you right now. S tier is like perfect for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be perfect. Okay, I haven't seen Cloak and Dagger. I haven't seen Daredevil, although I will be watching that soon. I haven't seen Defenders. I haven't seen the new Doctor Strange movie, but I have seen this Doctor Strange movie. Now, here's the thing. The Doctor Strange movie, I think it was really interesting and it was cool to see a superhero like him. However, I hated him for so much of the movie. I didn't find him likable at all because I have a pet peeve for people who are reckless drivers, and he was a reckless driver and it caused a horrible accident and it, you know, destroyed his hands, and he was like kind of wallowing in self-pity for a lot of the movie because it was like a huge part of his identity as this surgeon, and I just didn't empathize for him. I just truly found him annoying and insufferable because I was like, you could have killed people, bro. You could have killed so many people in that car wreck. That's just a pet peeve of mine, though, personally. I like Stephen Strange a lot more now, but I mean, he was even acting weird in the Spider-Verse movie, offering to do that spell, and then it caused a whole host of problems. Like, I think I don't really, like, love him, to be honest. I love Benedict Cumberbatch as an actor. I don't really like Doctor Strange as a character. But I think it was a well-made movie. The effects were really cool. The artwork was really cool. I really liked the cape. The comedy with the cape was really fun. Tilda Swinton was like this ethereal character. It was really cool. But I just really couldn't get on board with the character, and I'm a big character person, and if I can't like characters in a movie, I'm not gonna enjoy the experience very much. So it's like I have the opposite problem with Doctor Strange than I did with Black Widow. Black Widow, I really liked the characters, but I just didn't care about the story. Doctor Strange, I was like, the story is interesting, but I don't vibe with these characters' choices. But I did like watching him go through his Dark Night of the Soul. His Dark Night of the Soul, I feel like, lasted a lot longer in the movie. Like, when the character goes through that dark place and they have to, like, build themselves back up again and, like, really change and go through messy shit. Like, his lasted a really long time, so I appreciated that, because we don't always get that with these movies. Oh my god, I feel like this is gonna be controversial. I also really like Wong. Wong is funny. I'm gonna put it next to Black Widow for now, but I might move that too. Listen, at the end of all this, I might rearrange everything, okay? Don't get your panties in a bunch yet. We got a long way to go. Okay, Avengers Endgame. This one. Creme de la creme. This one shall live up here in the S tier. This one was so sad and so fun and so great and so just like everything just felt, it just so sad. Tony, Black Widow, I mean, oh, just everybody we lost, but it was so meaningful and like unexpected and just great. I really, really liked this movie. Oh my god, all the tissues. Okay, Eternals. I mean, I can't put Eternals above or even, I don't think I can put Eternals next to Doctor Strange. I'm sorry, it has to go here. Eternals was fine. Like, it was fun. I had fun while watching this movie. I think I vibed with the story on this one more than, like, comparatively with the movie it's next to, Captain Marvel. But similarly with Captain Marvel, I didn't really care a lot about the characters. I didn't really empathize a lot with the characters, except for that guy, the Bollywood god. The guy who was really famous in Bollywood. He was really funny. But then he, like, bailed on the fight at the end. So I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. It was fine. And then Icarus flew into the sun at the end, and I'm like, really? We had to do that? So it was fine. I will watch the second one. I am curious to see what Harry Styles' role is in that, but I think it deserves to live there. Okay. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This series, I really like the lead characters. I really like both the lead actors as well. I think there were issues with the overall story feeling super fluid and cohesive for me in this one, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it felt like we were starting off in one place and then wrapping in another. And I appreciated what they were trying to do with it, but I don't feel like it was accomplished in a very authentic way. So that was my main issue with the series. I like the idea of Falcon being the new Captain America. That was fun. I think it makes sense that he would have this moment of doubt, give up the shield, and then earn it back. I like that idea. I just think the whole story in the middle with everything going on with the terrorist group. I liked what that terrorist group stood for and I empathized with them, but it just felt kind of disjointed from the whole storyline as a whole. So I would give this, it's like a C or a D for me. I mean, I feel like, okay, I think I'm gonna move something. I think I am gonna move Doctor Strange up to C, and then I'm gonna put Falcon and the Winter Soldier here at D. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just because the story didn't feel super cohesive to me. It didn't feel like the through line was all the way there. It felt like we'd kind of be telling one story, but then we'd break it up to tell a different story, and then we'd break it up to go back to the original storyline again. That's just kind of how I felt with it. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie was freaking awesome. So funny. Love all the characters. Love the soundtrack. The music is amazing. This is the kind of role I want to see Chris Pratt in. Not in Jurassic World. I don't like Jurassic World. Sorry. I'm very, very opinionated about that. I love him in this movie though, and I really love all the other actors in this movie as well and the work they did. I think Bradley Cooper's voice acting was absolutely incredible. I think this was great. I think I would give Guardians of the Galaxy, I think I would put this at the top. Is that crazy? No. Should I, like, I don't know. I think I just went into this one and I was like, this is a movie where we're gonna have a good time and it's a comedy and it's just like fun and it just was great. Like I loved it for what it was. But maybe I should leave it an A for now. I'm gonna leave it an A for now. I think S tier is maybe a bit too much. The second Guardians of the Galaxy. This one was really sweet, but it wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion. You know, we had, what's his name? Star-Lord's dad coming back into the picture, and then his other, more real father-like figure. I forget that character's name, the blue guy. The second one wasn't as good. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think also one thing I also really loved about the first Guardians of the Galaxy is like we became so attached to Rocket and Groot, and then Groot basically dies at the end of the first movie, and then there's like a little version of him reborn. So the whole second movie you're just with mini Groot, and it's not the same dynamic. So it was a sweet movie, but it just felt not as great. I think it's either a C or a D for me. I'm gonna put it here at D for now. I might move it up, but we'll see. Okay, Hawkeye. Hawkeye was fun. I liked what they were going for. I liked getting to see Frances Pugh again. She was the best part, in my opinion, of the whole show, but I also, just love her. But, did I think it was incredible? No. I feel like it was good holiday fun. That's kind of the vibes I got from the whole show. Good holiday fun. And, some funny moments with the LARPers and some fun action. But nothing too moving, just kind of fun. So, with that being said... Oh no. Oh no. What am I gonna do? This is where I start to feel stressed. Oh, goodness me. I feel like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I don't, oh, I'm getting stressed. I feel like C, because I feel like I don't have enough letters. I feel like I need more letters. Because I just don't feel like it's up here with Avengers, Ultron, and Captain America, Winter Soldier, but I don't feel like it should be below Doctor Strange. I think that's where I'm gonna let it live for now. All right, I think this is the poster for Avengers Infinity War. That's what it looks like, but I see Thanos, so I'm assuming this is Infinity War. Infinity War, to me, let's see, let's think, okay, hold on, let's think about this. Let's think about everything that happens in Infinity War. We start cold open on Thor's ship with the Asgardians, dead. Everyone's f***ing dead. Tragedy. The Hulk is there. Loki is there. Thor is there. And Thanos is there. And he's like, I'm ready to stir up some shit. And Loki, my man, sticks his neck out and is reckless and he gets killed. And I'm thinking, man, we just got punked. There's no f***ing way. But no, he was killed and it was tragic. And I was so sad. And for that moment alone, it shook me so much to my core. And for all of the people that faded away in the end of that movie, especially Peter Parker, we're gonna put this in S tier. Because this movie just shocked me. I didn't expect any of this. So I think for that reason alone, we can put this in S tier. All right, what else is there? What is this? Oh, no, this is Iron Fist. Oh, maybe they're both Iron Fist? Okay, maybe, Iron Fist 1 and 2. Ah, thank you. Okay, well, I haven't seen that, so we'll ignore that. Okay. Iron Man. Yeah. Where am I gonna put you, Tony? All right, let's see. Iron Man has an incredible story. He starts off as this like, well, it's weird. He's like oddly likable for being such a playboy and like kind of a piece of shit, but he's really likable. And then he has this amazing journey of like almost losing his life, bonding with, what's his name? The guy that helps him build the suit in the cave. Starts with a Y, I forget his name, but he gives up his life for him, and it's this big moment, and it's just so meaningful. Goes back to America, and he's like, I'm gonna be a superhero, but he's like still kind of this show-offy guy, and he's kind of constantly quarreling with like this other slightly more attention-loving side of himself. I think Iron Man was really great. It was really funny, but also really grounded in something like relatable, like daddy issues. So I think I would give it an A. Yeah, because the villain was too predictable. But I'll give it an A. It was pretty good. It was a very good movie. Very, very much enjoyed it. Very good. Iron Man 2. I think this is the one with the whip guy. The guy that builds, he's Russian and he builds the reactor whips. That was just fine. I can't even really remember that much about it. But also part of that is because I saw it so long ago. I think I would probably... I'm trying to remember what happened in it. I'm just having a hard time. I feel like I remember him being kind of full of himself in the beginning, like when they were fighting on the racetrack, and then he's like, oh, shit, this guy has my technology, and he, like, I'm not as hot as I thought I was, and you know, but I don't really remember much about this movie, so I think I'm just gonna give it a C for average, because it doesn't really stand out in my mind. Iron Man 3, I remember Gwyneth Paltrow becomes part superhero for the end of the movie, just for a temporary amount of time. There's all these people drinking this poisonous sludge that's making them like super strong. There's a little kid in the movie who Tony bonds with. Tony goes through a big Dark Night of the Soul moment in this movie where he loses his house. He thinks he loses Pepper. He thinks he's lost everything, and he's in some town in Tennessee. And that whole part of the movie I actually really liked, because it was a different side of him where his walls were taken down again, and we got a glimpse of the man in the cave in the first Iron Man movie. So I actually kind of liked this one, and I think I would rate it higher than Iron Man 2. So I think I'm gonna put it here at B, because I'm like a person that kind of vibes more with like really messy character scenes and less of action scenes. So this movie, I remember that whole section of the movie where he's just a mess. He's like a mess for so much of this movie, and I really liked that. Because I'm like, yeah, damn straight, you should be a mess. Your life is crazy. Okay, anyway, haven't seen Jessica Jones. Loki, my baby, Loki. Okay, Owen Wilson, incredible. Tom Hiddleston, incredible. Very fun cast, very fun art style. Art style was so unique for this. It felt like we were in a retro 70s airport or something the whole time. It just felt very retro and old school. I loved the color scheme. I loved the whole art style. I was really tripped up by the story. The story was really trippy and interesting. I think the idea of bringing in different timelines was really fun. I think we're getting a Loki season 2, if I'm not mistaken. It did feel like we were left on a cliffhanger with this show, which was fun, because we don't always get that with the Marvel series. It's not always like a cliffhanger type ending. And I just love Tom Hiddleston. Okay, I'm biased, I will admit. Like, I'm being really biased because I just love Tom Hiddleston. So, I think I'm gonna give it a B, because there were moments in the series where I was like, I didn't love, so we'll give it a B. It wasn't perfect, but I can forgive a lot of it for Tom. Okay, haven't seen Luke Cage. Moon Knight. This is the one that's freshest in my mind. Oscar Isaac is incredible. That is one thing I've learned, which I already knew going into this show, but I've doubly learned it watching this one. I feel like this Marvel series was a good example of a series where the lighting and the cinematography, but the lighting specifically, looked different than I've seen in a lot of Marvel stuff. So that was exciting for me to see much more dark and gritty lighting and shadows. I think Ethan Hawke did a great job. I really truly felt like he spoke in such a calming tone the whole time, and it felt so subtly manipulative. I really liked the choices he made with his character. Oscar Isaac is obviously playing so many characters, so he did a great job with everything. I think the story it told was really interesting, but I think the gods, like the animated animal versions of the gods, was a little bit silly to me, and I didn't necessarily felt like I needed this big god fight between Amit and Khonshu in the end, like that kind of felt really unnecessary to me. I kind of could have done without that personally. I think the series would have been better for me if that didn't exist. With all that being said, where should I put this? It wasn't perfect, but it was good. I think I'm gonna put it next to Loki. Yeah, because I think it's tough because I think I liked it overall better than the whole, like, I think in the end I had more issues with Loki, with the whole show and the way it ended than, not the way it ended, but just things that happened closer to the end than I did with Moon Knight. But I think A kind of has to be like, I had pretty much no issues with it. It just wasn't a cinematic masterpiece. Like that's kind of what A is to me. Like it wasn't like a masterpiece to me. It was just, but it was really good and I don't really have issues that I can think of. S is like f***ing great, like perfect. I don't want to change it. B is like really good, but a couple issues. So I think Moon Knight should go there. Haven't seen Mrs. Marvel. Haven't seen The Punisher. Thor Ragnarok. Wow. Yeah, we haven't rated any of the Thor movies yet. Okay. Thor Ragnarok, man. Jeff Goldblum is great. I love him a lot. So he was fun. Thor Ragnarok, like honestly, just kind of felt to me like budget comedy Gladiator. That's what it felt like. Like budget silly Gladiator. It was fun. I remember a lot of what happened because it was like the precursor to Infinity War. I think, yeah, it was fun. I mean, compared to Thor the Dark World, it was great. I think, I'm trying to remember everything that happened and really how I felt about it in the end. Like, I think I liked it more than Iron Man 2. I think I liked it as much as Iron Man 3. I feel like we can put it up here. I had a really good time with it, and I feel like I didn't have a lot of issues with the story. The story made sense to me, so we can go with that. What's next? Runaways, have not seen that. Shang-Chi! Artwork, stunning. Choreography for the action. This was the first time in a Marvel movie where watching the action, I genuinely felt like I was like, this is beautiful, and I'm enjoying the choreography of this. The story was really sad. I will say I didn't love all the acting performances. I gotta be honest. I didn't really love a lot of the acting. Awkwafina's great. I love her. She was hilarious. But I didn't really love all of the acting that I saw from everybody. So it's not gonna live super high for me just because of that. I think I could live with this being next to in line with Doctor Strange because I think they were both really well made. Like I think this makes sense to me having them next to each other because they both just didn't move me in the way that I like would have hoped, but that's just me personally. But I think they were both well-made films. Okay, haven't seen She-Hulk, haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Spider-Man! Okay, which one was first? What happens in Spider-Man Homecoming? Oh my god, my brain can't even work anymore. Feels like forever ago that I saw this. I remember... Is Spider-Man Homecoming... Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming is the one where he, like, is working with a really janky outfit, right? Isn't he, like... into a girl who's, I'm trying to remember, like, isn't he into the girl whose father is, he's like taking a girl to homecoming and this father is the villain, right? It's like before he's into MJ. He's not into MJ yet. He's into some other girl. Tony is trying to help him, but he's just like, he's helping him through the fancy suit, through the robot. It's like trying to protect him and babysit him. I feel like it's coming back to me now. It's really hard to remember all these movies, you guys. Okay. I think I remember liking it. I don't remember much of it, to be honest. It's been so long. Peter fought his girlfriend's dad. Yeah. I remember they were fighting and they had that moment in the car where he pieced it together that he was Peter Parker, which seems to be a reoccurring theme with Peter Parker. Just dad of the person he loves is the villain. I can't really remember much of it besides that. Where should I put this? I like legitimately can't even remember how I felt about this one. I think I just liked it. I guess let's just give it B, man. I don't know. I like don't remember. I couldn't tell you. It's been so long, I really couldn't tell you. So I'm gonna give it a B, because I don't know. I don't remember. Spider-Man Far From Home is the one where they go to DC, right? And he climbs up the Washington Monument, right? And then he fights Jake Gyllenhaal on a bridge. And then Jake Gyllenhaal outs him. I think that's what happens in Spider-Man Far From Home. So I think I remember, I feel like I would also give this one a B because Like, I remember kind of being sus of Jake Gyllenhaal, but then not sus of him, but then sus of him again. And then, like, there was just some weird stuff going on with that I wasn't sure how I felt about. But I also really enjoyed Tom Holland's performance in this movie, and I really enjoyed the stakes feeling like they had raised significantly in this movie. But I still don't think I'd give it an A. I think I'd give it a B. But Spider-Man Far From Home, I think I would give an A. Yeah. And the only reason I'm not giving it an S is because Doctor Strange was stupid in this movie. Sorry. I think he was a dumbass in this movie. So, this gets an A. Like, he got trapped in a realm by, like, high school students. Like, what happened? What happened, Doctor Strange? So, I'll give it an A. But all the moments with all of the Spider-Mans, just, that was so great. Toby, Andrew, that was just great. So, yeah, I'll give it an A. Hulk! The Hulk. This is the one with Edward Norton, right? I'm pretty sure. This I actually really liked. I liked this one because I think it was like the first. I think this was the first superhero movie that I'd ever seen that wasn't an origin story, and I was really excited by that. That we just kind of picked up right in this dark moment in the Hulk's life where he's just like fleeing in Rio de Janeiro or somewhere. And I really empathized with the whole love aspect of the story and Betty. And I just liked it. I just really liked it. I thought it was a good time, and I really got invested in the characters. I think Liv Tyler did a great job. I was like really loving her. I think I'll give it a B just because, do I have a reason? I was gonna say, like, I hate seeing New York City get destroyed all the time. But I'm trying to think of, like, that happens in these other movies that are in A tier. I'm just sick of seeing New York get destroyed. I'm over it. And that might have happened in some of these movies too. I mean, it did happen in No Way Home. They defiled the Statue of Liberty. But you know what? They defiled the Statue of Liberty by making it Captain America anyway in that movie. So with the shield. So it's fine. I think I'd give it a B. Okay. How many do I have left? Let's see. The Consultant? I don't even know what this is. I haven't seen that. Interesting. Thor! Okay, this movie was good. I kind of liked it. It wasn't, like, great, but, like, from a character development perspective, it was really fun and really interesting. I really liked getting to know Loki and Thor together as these two brothers with this, like, interesting relationship where, like, Thor thinks they have a good relationship, but Loki is really just jealous of his brother. Thor is, like, this ass, overly confident, cocky, arrogant, and like needs to be taken down a few pegs and be humbled. And I kind of liked seeing him go through that because Chris Hemsworth, it's funny because, so that's kind of like Doctor Strange's story too, right? But I just found Doctor Strange less charismatic and less likable. But because Chris Hemsworth is like so charming and funny and goofy and feels kind of like you're watching a golden retriever on screen, I was like more about it because I was like, oh, I can laugh at this guy making an ass out of himself and like hope that he gets better, hope that he becomes a better person, and I can be on board for that growth. So it's funny because I said that I didn't really like Stephen Strange that much as a character, but he kind of went through the same thing, just in a different version of it. So yeah, I'm trying to remember everything that happened in that movie. Yeah, I think it was good, but like not great, but it was good. I'll give it a B. My B line is very big. Okay, Thor the Dark World. Well, this is where we met the Frost Giants and we found out that Loki was related to them. I think, is this where their mother died? Right, this is where Frigga died, right? And like Jane was like like the vessel for the Dark Force. It was just weird. It was just kind of weird. I felt bad for Loki in this one because like you could see how tortured he was, but you know, we're gonna put this one at C because I don't think it was as good as the first one. Okay. We only have two more. WandaVision and What If. Okay, so WandaVision. I really liked WandaVision. I felt like it was a really interesting concept for a show. Elizabeth Olsen is fantastic. She's a fantastic actress. She was giving me so much. She wore her heart on her sleeve for that show. I also love Kathryn Hahn. Kathryn Hahn did a fabulous job, and that was a real plot twist for me because I don't know the comics, so I didn't know Agatha was a character, like a witchy character. So I was along for the ride. It was crazy. It was all over the place. And I thought it was a really sad story that felt relatable. Like this woman just doesn't want to, she can't process her grief. She's got nobody left in her life, you know, that she loves. And it's really sad. I really liked a lot what they did with this show. I thought it was really good. Oh man. I feel like I want to give it an A. Is that crazy? I feel like I want to give it an A. Maybe I'm biased. I love Elizabeth Olsen, and that, I just remember that whole series, like the last like episode or two, I was just weeping and just like really relating to her grief. And I think that is what sold the series for me. So I'm gonna put it an A. Okay, last one. What if? This was just a fun time. I had fun watching this. I know there are people who didn't really like it because they feel like it just was like making crazy choices that didn't make sense, or making choices that like undid stuff that has happened in past timelines or whatever. So I've heard complaints of the series for reasons similar to that, but I didn't have any issues with it. I had a fun time. I really liked it. I thought it was zany, and I just was treating it like it was this thing that didn't really, like it's its own thing that exists separate of all the live action stuff. That's how I felt. So I enjoyed this. I think I'd give it a solid B. I think it deserves a B. I think the zombie episode was really funny, and a lot of the moments that were brought back around in the finale were really funny. I had a good time watching this. So yeah, that's the last one because I haven't seen the rest of this. I haven't seen Agent Carter. I haven't seen any of the rest of this stuff. So yeah, that's my list. I feel like that's pretty fair. I feel like I was pretty nice. Okay,